Hi, and welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2015 Week 2 Players of the Week. I'm Dale Ross.
No, the pet man, Matt Morrow. And first game I attended last night was Scotland County Independence, and Scotland County running back Zamir White, very impressive, 5-star sophomore, 31 carries, 302 yards, 6 touchdowns in their big 42-13 win. Just go check out his highlights. He's
Yeah.
a heck of a running back.
We were told coming into the game that we were going to see a great running back and great numbers.
Oh, yeah.
And we know you're a good running back. I attended the Ardrey Kell Myers Park game, so I have some players from that game. Merrick Aston, 2 TDs, 162 yards. They ran him a lot. A great ball game. He's a Steel Creek Athletic Association player, pointed out by Mark Patrick. I'm going to get Mark on for a video sometime. Coach also wanted to mention Omari Wingard. Said only two tackles, but no receptions thrown at him. He felt like they wanted to pick on him all night, so it must have been what you call a true shutdown cornerback. Mm-hmm. And then for Ardrey Kell, there's a quarterback convert to linebacker, maybe the quarterback next year. But hard-nosed player. He had 7 tackles, 1 sack, mm-hmm. and that's Cam Bauer. Their defense only gave up 32 yards rushing all night. Mm. From Myers Park, Jamal Watson was pointed out by his coach, said no completions against him. He played a great ball game against the run, he felt like. On offense, Cooper Hearn, 6 receptions, only 63 yards, but 4 of his receptions were for first down on third down. Mm. So they threw to him in critical situations. He had a TD. So those were the kind of the players that stood out, I guess, from my games.
All right. Excellent job, guys. Second game, me and Brandon attended. Barry Rocky River, great game, great atmosphere. Barry kicker Beni Kinsemi, we did an interview with him after the game. At the game time, point after touchdown, knocked the score up at 23 in regulation. At a game-winning 27-yard field goal after the Barry defense forced a missed field goal on the Rocky River's first possession of overtime. And that field goal gave them the 26-23 overtime victory over Rocky River. Great job to Barry. We'll talk more about them when we get into their game next. Well, no, not next week. They're off next week. But we'll talk more about it.
Saw the kid last week against East Met kick the ball. I was really surprised to have. He had a big leg and a fairly accurate leg coming from Barry. That's pretty good. I wanted to point out from Vance. Kingsley Ifedi had another good night. This was his second start, a 19-27, 382 yards. His coach says he left 150 yards on the field, so they're going to coach him up and get him to make better reads and execute a little bit better. And you're going to see more yards out of him. Donavan Spencer had 2 TDs, 127 yards. Vance 533 yards of offense last night. So great job, guys.
Excellent. From the Mallard Creek Butler game, I'll talk about Bennie Lemay, 18 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Really helped control the tempo in the first half when Butler was leading Mallard Creek. We'll get more into that game later on, but great job to Mr. Lemay, a frequent visitor of the Players of the Week. And you have
Bowman. He had 2 TDs, 200 yards, over 200 yards rushing. I don't know what his exact numbers were. I pulled that off of Twitter.
241.
241. So great ball game. Had a good ball game against Independence. Had a real good ball game against Butler, which overall has a pretty good defense, it looks like. And so he put up some good numbers.
Excellent. Great job, guys. From the Mooresville Huff game, I have from the site MHS, thank you for this recommendation. Jamal Dukes, defensive lineman, had 2 turnovers, had a fumble recovery and an interception in their 14-10 loss against Huff. A great job to Mr. Dukes for that.
I had also pulled from Mooresville, Donshel Jetton. 179 yards, 26 carries. 26 carries is a lot of carries in a ball game.
Oh, yeah.
And 1 TD. From Huff, Rashad William, 23 carries, 94 yards. That was a big win over Mooresville, a game that we had picked Mooresville to win.
Yeah. Moving on, in the Iredell County area, Marquis Dukes, once again from MHS on the site, thanks. North Iredell, 15 carries, 197 yards, 4 total touchdowns with 3 rushing, and a 42-20 win over Fort Bush. So good job to North Iredell. Cameron Miller, South Iredell defensive lineman, had two sacks in their 44-7 victory over Hickory. Andrew Bond, Wilkes Central, 20 carries, 361 yards, 4 touchdowns, 35-20 win over West Iredell. College coaches, if you're seeing this, go check Andrew Bynum out.
Yeah.
Sounds like a talented kid. South Met quarterback Antonio Wallace, 12 of 17, 266 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a 35-10 win over East Met. He's a junior. He's a sophomore. He got a lot of time last year. Kind of flying under the radar. I think he's starting to come into his own, staying in that system again for Coach Rocky White. And Metrolina Christian out of Union County, private school. Rudd Urick, quarterback, 13 of 16, 202 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a 71-6 win over Grace Crossing. Once again, we kind of had to re-record this, but I said in the previous video, Grace Crossing, you tell me where it is, I'm going to get you a combo from your restaurant of choice.
There you go.
I don't know where. Bates Jones, quarterback for Charlotte Latin, 276 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 48-13 win over Northwood. Great job to Charlotte Latin. Kings Mountain quarterback Darren Burns, the running back for Clooney, was on here last week. This time it's the quarterback. He's a junior, had 5 touchdown passes and a wild 61-42 win over East Gaston. East Gaston put up 42 points. Here's why. Running back Nick Ferens had 4 touchdown runs in the same game. Fortunately, they couldn't pull it out. Mount Pleasant, very impressive running game. Had the kid had 46 carries last week.
Right.
This week they got him some help. Clayton Horn, 152 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a 39-32 comeback victory over Hickory Ridge. We have to check out that Mount Pleasant run game.
Yeah, sounds like they got a good game.
Concord quarterback Keenan Black, bouncing back from the Bell game, 4 touchdown passes and a 49-12 win over Albemarle. Good job to Concord getting the 1-1 on the season. Last but not least, Dwayne Crawford for CFA Academy in Concord. 7 catches, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 27-14 win over Cannon, who is coached by Brad Hoover, former Marvin Ridge, and former Carolina Panther running back. Those are our players of the week. If you didn't make it or you feel like you got left out, let us know so we can give you recognition. College coaches watch this. They're looking for guys to play in their programs on the next level. If you want the exposure, let us know about it.
And down below in the description, I'll have contact information. Thank you, and we hope to hear from more of you next week.